Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're journeying back to the spring of 1945 to witness the final, cataclysmic chapter of World War II in Europe, the Battle of Berlin. This wasn't just a battle. It was the death rattle of the Third Reich and the brutal end of a 6-year conflict that had consumed the world. By April 1945, the writing was on the wall for Nazi Germany. From the west, the Allied forces had already crossed the Rhine. But from the east, a colossal force was gathering. The Soviet Red Army, under the command of Marshals Georgy Zhukov and Ivan Konev, unleashed a massive offensive aimed squarely at the heart of the enemy, Berlin. The race to capture the German capital was on, and the Soviets were determined to win it. But Berlin wouldn't fall without a fight. The city's defense was a desperate mix of what was left of the German army, hardened SS units, and the Volkssturme civilian militia, made up of old men and even young boys. They were fiercely determined, but they were also hopelessly outnumbered and outgunned. The battle itself was pure savagery. It began on April 16th, as millions of Soviet shells rained down on the city's outskirts. For the next 2 weeks, Berlin was transformed into a hellscape. Soviet tanks and infantry clawed their way forward, fighting street by street, house by house. The fighting was so intense that entire city blocks were reduced to rubble. Imagine the terrifying sound of constant artillery fire, the rumble of tanks in your street, and the chaos of urban warfare unfolding all around you. As the Red Army tightened its grip, closing in on the city center, the final act of the Nazi regime played out deep underground. On April 30th, 1945, with Soviet soldiers just a few hundred meters away, Adolf Hitler committed suicide in his bunker. His dream of a 1,000-year Reich had lasted just 12 years and ended in total ruin. Just 2 days later, on May Dos and the remaining German forces in Berlin officially surrendered. The battle was over. The cost was immense, with hundreds of thousands of soldiers and civilians killed, and the once grand capital was left in ashes. A week later, Germany surrendered unconditionally, and the war in Europe finally came to an end. The Battle of Berlin wasn't just the end of the war. It was the beginning of a new era. It marked the definitive defeat of Nazism and set the stage for the post-war world, including the division of Germany and the dawn of the Cold War. It's a stark reminder of the incredible price of war and the final, desperate moments of one of history's darkest chapters. Thanks for watching. If you found this piece of history interesting, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the past. See you next time.